Hi there. This another comic book haul. These are dollar books that I picked up from WeBookIn. I picked these up last Wednesday on New Comic Book Day, but I had picked up enough from my LCS that day that was a separate video. I picked up enough of these that it was like two different videos. So that video dropped on just this past Saturday, and this one is dropping on this today, Wednesday. I hope I hope I got that right. um, and I actually ended up shooting more videos last week than I had thought. I had one of my videos last week. I said, you know what, there won't be a video for Tuesday or there won't be a video for Thursday or Friday or anything on the weekend because I got this planned and that planned. But I just ended up picking up too many books for, and then ended up with more videos than I thought I was going to shoot. And I know I could spread them out longer, but I like to put up the videos for books when I pick them up, or at least as close to as possible. And I know this one's like a week later that you're going to see it, but that's that's close enough in my opinion. And I am rambling, and I know that it's early for me, and life has been annoying lately. Anyway, so this is my having fun and good diversion sort of moment. Anyway, and I also had shown some of these books on last week's Show Us What You Got. We'll see whether I have anything to show this week, which you will see later on tonight. Probably won't. I might not. I don't know. Um, in my future for this week, basically, not not the Wednesday you're seeing this now, but the previous week when it is now Thursday. Time travel. Um, there is what is known as Free RPG Day. Basically, like new comic book or free comic book day, but for role playing games. That's on Saturday, and then one of my local malls is having a parking lot sale. But I don't know if I'm going to have money for both of those. We'll see. But getting into the books, there's some really cool stuff in this stack of books that I found. Some of these I saw them in the dollar bin and was like, oh yeah, these are cool, but you're not surprised to see them. And then there were some I saw, what are these doing in the dollar bin? So first off, you have Bloodshot number 0, and it's a foil, and it's fun. And I like collecting Bloodshot. This is a lot of these Valiant titles. I'm going to look how shiny that is, and it's got this cool. It's a cool wrapper on the cover. I'm going to collect for the main ones, so like Bloodshot and Ninjak and Rai, or however you say it. The ones that I consider the main characters, basically issues 1 on Turok. I consider that a main character because it's an older Golden Age character that they used, if you know, you know. Issues 1 to 12, and then that will be the things that I will try to have and keep. If I have later issues that I pick up every once in a while, those I probably won't necessarily keep and will trade away later. Um, there are a few of them that I will probably only collect issues 1 to 6 because I only have so much space. Anyways, I wanted to show that one first. Now we're moving on to some Marvel books. We have Fantastic Four number 375. This is another foil. Oh, look at that. And there is some minor key significance to this book. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but I think it's a death of a character. I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway, moving on, we have Avengers issue number 675. Well, it's like I think it's actually is it actually a issue 675? But it's like Legacy 675. But I don't know what volume it is off the top of my head. But this is strange, cool lenticular cover with Rogue on the cover, and it's also a wraparound. So it probably says here somewhere, and then what the volume is, if I can find it. Maybe it's at the back. There we go. So this is for March 2018. Avengers 675. It doesn't say a volume number. Of course it doesn't. Oh well. All right, next we have another issue of Love Finding G.I. Joe in the dollar bin. This is G.I. Joe issue 96. They also had issues number 94 and 95, I believe, was also in the dollar bin. And I almost took those as well, but I already have them. So I was like, leave them for somebody else. But that's cool. And that's a newsstand. So that was fun. Moving on, we got Uncanny X-Men number 276. Yeah. And that's the death of this character. But it's not who you think it is. And we got Uncanny X-Men number 277. And I showed it out of order, but there's also they had in bagged and boarded in their dollar bins. Usually they take things out of bags and boards before they put it in the dollar bin. But sometimes they don't always remember to do that, which is good because I would prefer if they didn't do that. And this is from WeBook In that I picked these books up from. Uncanny X-Men number 275. So like I said, I showed them a little bit out of order. But that one was in the bag and board, so if you're a comic book guy, you sort of understand why. You're stacking books. Sometimes you whatever's most convenient. All right, moving on. My mind is mush. Incredible Hulk number 372. And for a lot of the Hulk books that I've been picking up in this time period, once I get enough of a run, I'll probably just read them, and then I'll probably trade them away. I'm going to keep the bag and board. And we have issue number 1 of Namor the Submariner. Not that issue 1. It's like the all-new direction for Namor. So, and I was looking for that, so I was like, oh, wow, look at that. And that one I will be keeping. I have a whole bunch of Namor books from that run, but I will probably only keep issues 1 to 12 once I get enough of them and just read through a bunch. But except for there's one issue, the issue with Namor and Sue Storm kissing on it. I think that's issue 50 that I have already. It's a strange, gimmicky cover. Shout out to Pop Culture Discoveries, who loves gimmicky covers. Yeah, I don't know how much of that I'm going to keep. Not Namor. Hagen would say, sorry about that, Hagen. Hagen from Lennis Comics would say, don't keep any of it. But it's Mr. Akins who would say, keep all of it. I think it's Mr. Akins. I can't remember. Or maybe I'm thinking of Eric of SideQuest. I can't remember. I know there's some people who love Namor, and then there's Hagen who doesn't. All right, moving on. We have Silver Surfer, issue number 75, giant size, 75th extravaganza. This foily embossed cover. And they had a few other books that were also in bags and boards. I considered taking them all, but it was like, I just couldn't do it. They had a Turtles book, issue number 1 from one of the IDW runs. Not the original IDW run, where it was issue 1s, because I know those are hard to find and they're considered valuable. But I already have them, so it doesn't matter. At least I have issues 1 through, I don't know, at least 20? I can't remember. Maybe even longer than that. I haven't finished reading them yet. Anyways, finishing up this haul of books. These are the 2 books I was like, why are these in their dollar bin? And I was like, well, I'm not going to tell them they should charge more for it. But I did show them it's like, getting these 2 for $1 each is fine. But with WeBook In, they cannot know everything there is to know about comic books. And it used to be, back in the day, they had a specific person, when they had 4 stores, and now they only have 2, They had a specific person who was go through all the comics, price everything. That was their dedicated job, but it got too much, it cost them too much overhead, and so they stopped doing that. So unless they know something is really good or it's really old, then when it's something they know that okay, this shouldn't be just a buck, then they usually put a price of $5 on it. And if it's something that they know is really really good, then it's usually about $10 or $15. Unless it's something really amazing that's like, okay, this is signed by Todd McFarlane, then they put it on their wall and they charge $300 for it. But you know, hey, you got to. So they just can't. It's not worth their time to know everything and to price out everything exact. So, we book in, you will find great books at great dollar bin prices, but usually they're not in bags and boards. They've usually been sitting in a dollar bin for quite a while. That means they're usually chewed up or not in the best condition. Unless you get to the new stock before it's been sitting for a while, then you find great books at great $1 prices. And that's $1 Canadian, by the way. And anyway, I am rambling, and that's making this video long. But yeah, that's why I love We Book In. I know there's some people out there who call them We Crook In, you know, crook. Anyway, but I don't think that at all. I think it's a great place. Yes, some of their prices can be a little outlandish, but you can find great deals there. You really can. Anyways, I'm still rambling. These are X Factor books. These are early X Factor books. We have X Factor number 2. Let's let that sink in for a minute. And yes, X Factor number 1. Baptism of Fire. I never thought I'd find these two for $1 each, but there they are. There you go. That is my dollar haul of dollar books from last week's New Comic Book Day after being at Rolling Tales and leaving Rolling Tales and going to We Book In. All right. Thank you very much for watching. It is greatly appreciated. If you made it this far, thanks. I appreciate it a lot. Like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff that helps out the channel. And I hope you're having a great day. Bye for now.